And we are back. Pokemon Platinum Hardcore Nuzlocke, only using water type Pokemon. We have Wipe to Cyrus in the Distortion World to conclude our 6th attempt. And then just a little bit of a spoiler for our 7th, 8th, and 9th attempts. I make it to Gardenia and wipe and wipe and wipe. So this is it. 10th attempt. I don't even know how many more times I can try this, but I have a sneaky suspicion that this beaver, that there's a Bibarrel out there that can potentially change the course of this run. So let's just roll the clip. All right, so we've beaten Mars, we've beaten Roark, we've beaten Barry, and we come to this very familiar place in the run with Gardenia and her grass-type Pokemon. What is going to be the difference this time? Well, we chuck out the Psyduck, get the Flash down. We're going to try to lower the Turtwig's accuracy. The Razor Leaf still breaks through there, does really good damage off the top. So we go for the Water Pulse, potentially for a Confusion. We get another one off before another Razor Leaf connects. So we lose Floroma here, the Psyduck, and now we pave the way for the Beaver. We throw him in there, get the Pluck. She dodges the Razor Leaf, which is absolutely huge. The Reflect fades, and then we finish off the Turtwig with another Pluck. Beautiful stuff here. The Cherrim comes down. We get the Quick Claw with a Pluck. Beautiful. Safeguard is here, and now we're going to lean into another Pluck that's boosted by the Quick Claw. This Beaver is out and about. It's the first to come. It's the first to leave as another Pluck comes down. We steal the Citrus Berry on top of that. The Stun Spore is here, but it doesn't matter as another Quick Claw pops and we take out the ace. The Beaver single-handedly destroys Gardenia. It's the 10th attempt, and I am feeling pretty good right now. Trying to keep that momentum going from the Gardenia fight here. We have Sangem, the Beaver, out against the Skuntank. We've gotten her into a very good space, but we pivot into the Gyarados, who tanks the crit Night Slash, holding on at 11, but we fade away with the Dragon Rage, and Jupiter is defeated. As far as our fight against Fantina, the third gym leader with those ghost types, it ends almost exactly the same way as our 6th attempt here. We get the Floatzel out there and we just completely one-shot everybody with the Crunch. Beautiful stuff. That leads us to our 4th gym battle against Maylene. And basically between Gastrodon, Gyarados, and our Prinplup, we are doing absolute work here. And we're just going to fade away with the Bubble Beam on the Machoke here. And he drops back with a Strength, doesn't get the critical hit, so really close there, but no problem. We take out Machoke and secure that 4th gym badge. Let's keep this 10th attempt rolling. All of our encounters have been the same as our last attempt, which is that 6th attempt where we made it to the Distortion World. However, in the Safari Zone this time, Quagsire does not want to get caught and flees, so we lose our Safari Zone encounter, but thankfully the route right under Pastoria City, I think it's 222, I can't remember off the top, but you can go ahead and get a Quagsire there, so we were able to secure that one, so no harm, no foul. And then against Barry, our rival, right in front of that 5th gym here, we lost our Pelipper last time because I completely misplayed. However, this time I just threw out my Beaver, chipped down the Staravia, and then I threw in the Gyarados, and we completely swept the rest of his team. No problemo. And then against Crasher Wake, we basically had our Empoleon, our Gyarados, and our Gastrodon go back-to-back here. Just a nice little 3-man squad. We check out Orbird here for the final blow against the Floatzel. No problem, no crits, just really clean fights here, and that's going to be 5 gym badges. So the Quagsire Redemption encounter can actually be found on Route 212. Chuck the netball and secure it. And then finding Cynthia's grandmother to get that HM Surf, we run into Cyrus right there, and his Sneasel gets a cheeky little crit, just kind of foreshadowing or just reminding us of the Distortion World and foreshadowing that really scary boss fight that is yet to come. But we are going to come prepared this time. We're going to do this right, and we're going to make sure that we can come out on top, make it to the Elite Four, and just win this run. We beat Cyrus here, and now we're going to keep making our way to the 7th gym as the Murkrow comes down for a sacrificial slaughter. We drop back with the return. And oh, Murkrow does not fall to a full power return there. The Citrus Berry for Reprieve. The Drill Peck comes in. And if that critical hits my Gyarados, oh my god, we hold on with 2 HP. Jubilife is here to stay. My goodness. And I was already like trying to get out of here. We just roll the return again just in case the pursuit came down. Get me out of here, Cyrus. I know I just said 7th gym there, but we're actually making our way to the 6th gym, and that means it's time to go against Barry. And as you can see, I went on autopilot. We one-shot the Staraptor, the Torterra comes down, and I line up that 4 times super effective Ice Beam. However, Torterra had different plans in mind, and he lines up that 4 times super effective Stab, Razor Leaf, and our Slug with the Water Ground typing goes down. Goodbye, Gastrodon. It wasn't your fault. It was all on me. This is just brutal. This happens every single time. I have it and I chuck it. I have it and I chuck it. What's the point of getting a lead if you're not going to throw it? That's just my MO. It's how I do it. If it's in sports, if it's in video games, I almost always get out there early on, get that lead, and you know, I have the lead, so it's on me to throw it all away, and it's just what I do. But it's okay because we still got the Gyarados, and we're just gonna sit here and clean up shop against Barry, and now we can take on the 6th gym leader. Let's see how that went. All right, for the Gastrodon, we are avenging her right here, right now. We send out my prized Beaver here against the Ace. Bastiodon, the Whiscash made complete work, easy money work against the Steelix and the Magneton, so no problem there. Let's go ahead and take that 6th gym badge. And then against Commander Saturn with the combination of our Whiscash, Empoleon, and of course our Ace Gyarados, we make pretty swift work of him. The Citrus Berry and Revenge combo is here, but it does absolutely nothing against the Sea Leviathan. Hit him with the fadeaway crit and just move on to that next battle, which is going to be against Commander Mars here at Lake Verity. But honestly, our starter Sinnoh here, the Empoleon, just gets out there with a little assist from our Beaver with a Yawn setup, but completely just sweeps through her, and she is no problem at all at this point in the game. As far as that battle against the 7th gym leader, Candace, we just ramp up with the Gyarados, get that Dragon Dance ×4, and we are just completely wrecking havoc on her team. Jubilife is popping off, and it's just what you want to see. It's just what you need at this point in the run. We didn't throw Tentacruel's life away this time as we cleared out the gym. We played smarter, we played better, and we dropped back with a just massive return onto the Abomasnow, heal up with the Shell Bell, defeat Candace, and now let's return to that distortion world and claim what is rightfully ours. Can we do it? Can this be the run? But first, the rematch against Cyrus at his headquarters at their home base there with Team Galactic HQ. Same kind of method as against Candace. We just check out the Gyarados, ramp up with some Dragon Dances, and then just completely sweep his team. So that's going to be our bread and butter moving forward. Let's see if we can keep leaning into that. And then on our way out of the facility, Saturn is there trying to stop us. He's got the 3 mythical Pokemon all locked up in their little vats of whatever it is, their cages, and we're about to free them. But first, we just completely flex with the Sea Leviathan. Bronzer getting a little bit pesky with that utility here, but we get our prized Beaver out there, and this is just going to be a Yawn Cheese, and we're going to swap back and make sure everybody gets out of here safe as another critical hit comes down. It's just insane. You can't trust it. You can't trust nobody with them crits. They are just going to come out of nowhere when you least expect them, when you definitely don't want them to land. That is exactly when they are going to land. So Bronzer is hurting with the sleep here, but we are going to be just fine. And we're just going to clean up this fight here as I am taking my sweet time as you do. There you go. Let's ramp up with that Dragon Dance. We don't have a really good method of hitting the Bronzer as that Levitate gets rid of our Earthquake. And then the Steel typing completely stops our Ice type damage as well as our Return type damage with that Return to do really any sort of damage. However, with 2 Dragon Dances under our belt, it is enough to get rid of the Coin Flip guy. The Toxicroak comes down, and on a +2/+2, this little Croaky guy has no chance, and she falls with 1 Earthquake. Beautiful. One last task before we take on Cyrus in the Distortion World. We go back to back on top of the Spear Pillar with Barry. We take on Mars and Jupiter. We got both of our signature birds out there. The amazing Staraptor goes back to back with the Pelipper. We fade away and we take out these two commanders. And now it is time. Let's do it. All right, Cyrus, you took something precious from me, and now I am going to absolutely destroy you. This is our 10th try at this run. We chuck out the Tentacruel against the Houndoom. Unfortunately, we have a negative special attack nature, so our Surf is not enough to take out the Fire Hound, but it's no problem. We eat the Will-O-Wisp, and now the Hauntro comes down. So we pivot into the Empoleon, really trying to bank on that Steel typing here. Really good deflection of the damage as another Drill Peck comes down, and it is a signature crit. We are getting crit out of the wazoo. We bring Honchkrow to about 2 or 3 HP, and we can roll it again. We can try to dodge it. But as you can see, we actually have Aqua Jet in our back pocket, so we don't even need to. We just go ahead and snipe him. We're going to get that Penguin out of here to safety. We're going to get in that Gyarados for that beautiful Earthquake pivot. On top of that, we get the Intimidate down, so we can absolutely cheese this Gyarados. This is how I completely screwed up last time. I was too afraid of losing my Gyarados, but this time we're at full HP. We do another beautiful Earthquake pivot, and now we're going to send out the Beaver instead. So now Gyarados is effectively at -2 attack or -2 attack, and we get the Yawn out there. The Beaver is kept safe by those 2 Intimidates. Make it 3 Intimidates, another beautiful Earthquake dodge, and now it is time to ramp up on their Gyarados with our Gyarados. Give me 2 Dragon Dances. I went ahead and slapped our Gyarados with an Aspure Berry. So if we do, on the off chance that we get frozen by that silly Ice Fang, we don't get cheesed, we don't get stuck here. So we are free. We are in the driver's seat. We are just Dragon Dancing to the heavens. +6 attack, +6 speed. Gyarados drops. Give me this Weavile. We drop back with an Earthquake. We do have to eat that Fake Out off the top there, no problem. We slam down the Earthquake the next turn, and now the Crobat is here. This Crobat that took everything and ended the run is gone and forgotten. Cyrus is defeated, and now we can make our way to the 8th gym. We've turned it all around. This is the run. It is time to take on the final gym leader, Volkner, and his electric type Pokemon. We also have our final encounter and our final matchup against Barry. Can we get through all of these things without losing anybody? Well, let's find out. The answer to that question can be found in the form of Ace Trainer Zachary, which is the same trainer that is the one puppy guarding Volkner. So the final battle before we take on the 8th gym leader comes in, Magneton, it gets thrown out, and it's gonna go ahead and fade away crit a Tri-Attack on our Quagsire, and hopefully that is the final death of the run, but just so sad, so regrettable. But let's go replenish the roster. Let's get a fresh 6. Thankfully, we still have 1 ground type on the squad to take on Volkner, but let's go ahead and clean that up and see what Volkner is working with. All right, so we ended up grabbing Azumarill or Azumarill from the PC here. It does have the huge power, which is really nice. It's going to hit really hard on the physical side of things. But as far as the fight goes here, we only have that 1 ground typing. So we throw out our Beaver against the Jolteon. We tank the Charge Beam right off the top, get the does not affect pivot in there, just so we can have a full health Derpy Fish going into the next Pokemon. I didn't want Jolteon to get any chip damage down onto the Whiscash so that this Focus Blast is even less scary, because I think being the only ground type we have every hit point is really going to add up as a really big crit. Quick Attack comes down from the Electivire, which is the whole reason why I wanted the Whiscash to be safe enough, but even then I think we're dead to a Giga Impact. So seeing that coming down, I'm going to pivot into the Gyarados for a potential Intimidate, but he just rolls another Quick Attack, and I think we were out of crit range. So that's really brutal. We could have just got the kill off with the Earthquake. So now I'm terrified of a Stab Thunder Punch killing our Gyarados. I mean, if it crits, we definitely die, but there it is. It was going to go for it, but here we go. We're going to go for another Intimidate just to keep the big ace at bay. And the quick attacks really aren't doing anything through that double Intimidate. So now we pivot back into the Whiscash, and we should be okay to do an Earthquake here. But as you can see, I'm still scared of losing our only ground type, and the Giga Impact does come down the third time around. So 3 Intimidates, keeping Gyarados safe, and in that regard, we can just fade away with the Earthquake. However, Luxray comes down, and this Luxray does not have Intimidate, it has Rivalry, so its attack really isn't that scary, so it might kill us with a crit Thunderfang. However, Jubilife sidesteps that and doesn't even care, rolls another Earthquake, getting him to the red, and we are still faster coming off of that heal, so it's no problem. We fade on the Luxray. Volkner, or Minato, is defeated. We secure the 8th and final gym badge. Let's go ahead and mosey through Victory Road. No silly casualties there. And that just leaves Barry. Let's do it. For our final encounter of this run, it's going to be found on Route 223. It's going to be the little water-flying Mantike. Drop back one last time with the Ultra Ball and secure it. All right, Victory Road had nothing on our squad of 6, so we just walked right through, and now Barry is puppy guarding that Elite Four door, so we're here to take him on. The Staraptor comes down, but hangs on with 1 or 2 HP. This negative special attack nature on the Tentacruel is just brutal, as we cannot finish the Staraptor and we have to tank the Stab Aerial Ace. However, we do get the Torterra as a bonus hors d'oeuvre, if you will. We get a nice little extra entree here, and then we get a beautiful Earthquake pivot into the Gyarados while getting an Intimidate down onto the big Snorlax as well. So unfortunately, we do get hit by the Body Slam, but the Beaver holds. The Beaver absolutely holds and manages to break through paralysis to get this crucial yawn off. And now I do believe that is all she wrote, because now Gyarados is sitting at -2 attack, and it's going to be asleep. So if that doesn't paralyze, and it doesn't, now Jubilife is absolutely free to feed, just chilling right here. The Sea Leviathan and then this massive behemoth just facing off, and we just get 2 Dragon Dances in there. So Snorlax is effectively -2 or -3 if that third one counted. It doesn't matter, it's gone, as we do get 2 Dragon Dances in, and we should be able to one-shot this Heracross given our attack stat on top of that, and that is exactly what happens. Thankfully, Heracross falls without any issues. The Rapidash comes down, and as we've seen, water versus fire is a very favorable matchup, I might say. And now the final Pokemon is the Floatzel. A little bit of water on water action. We're just going to flex an Earthquake, and I don't think the Otter with the floaties can survive. And that is that. Barry is defeated. Everything has been checked off the list, and now we're going to be diving into that Elite Four. This is it. Thank you. But as far as this video goes, thank you so much for your time. I really, really do appreciate it. And I will catch you on the flip. Peace.